to pray. There's no angels where I go, only pieces that are broken, scattered dreams across the floor. I'm home.
Alrighty, now, hello everybody, this is Kirusho here. Before I do begin, I tried to record this part, messed up. My audio did not record properly, meaning that there are gaps in it, so I have to scrap that video. Meaning that I'm going to have to re-record this part, and I will be changing things up a little bit. Now, once again, this is a Vigilante series, so if you guys don't want to watch it, you can click off the video now. With that being said, let us begin. Whenever we last left off, Hasashi has learned exactly what Inko is, and it has been a little bit of time, as the two are lying in bed tonight. And Hasashi is at least thinking, as he rolls over to stare at Inko. She is a ghoul. A monster. Everything he's ever known is different. He's known a ghoul, though he didn't know their secrets. He wasn't trusted enough to know that. Then again, he probably would have given him up at the first sign of that secret being revealed. So he cannot blame him. Inko, though, she is different. As he does a stare at her and think. At first glance, he never would have guessed that the woman he loves is a ghoul, let alone pregnant with his child now. As he does actually have a thought cross his mind. Will the baby be human? Will the baby be a ghoul? What is it? It's frightening to say the least. Then again, it's also interesting. I can't put my finger on it. I hope it's not a monster. No. Don't say that. It's gonna be fine. Just stay calm. Hasashi, eventually, getting some sleep, as he does have a bit of a weird dream. He dreams about their child, sleeping in his crib soundly tonight. Hasashi getting out of bed and going to check on him, since he is crying. Hasashi just walking in and picking up the baby, staring at it for a second and seeing its one eye, or both of its eyes just glowing. In the darkness, it is very unsettling to him, as he does at least try and hush the baby and get it to calm down, beginning to at least nurture it and sing a little bit of a song, something that his grandmother or his mom used to sing to him whenever he was a child. The baby calming down a little bit, and Hasashi feeling something on his shoulder, as he does actually pull the baby off of him. It basically just gnawed into his shoulder as he would begin to scream, waking up back in his bed, in a cold sweat. Now, with that being said, Inko, she would run into the room, asking him if he is okay. Him just saying that he is fine, and smelling something in the air. She is cooking breakfast. Her running back over the stove and seeing if she burned the eggs or not. Now, with that being said, the two would sit down. Inko at least thinking whether or not she should get a piece of meat. If she does, it might unsettle him. So she'll just wait a minute. As Hasashi's just eating breakfast, and she's just sitting there, talking with him about what he's going to do today at work. Him just explaining that today they have to go over these things, and these things. And it's a bit more, as you just look down at where her food should be, asking her if she's going to eat or not. Isn't she hungry? Well, yeah, but I didn't want to startle you. Since I'm gonna be. Oh, yeah, sure, just. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Her just walking over to the fridge and taking out a piece of meat from at the very bottom and in the back, taking it out, thawing it, and eventually sitting down and eating it. Hasashi just staring at her while she does so. He's seen the way ghouls act, seen the way that they eat. Usually eating at the piece of meat with their hands and biting into it as much as possible. They don't even stop to savor the flavor or anything. They just eat it like it's, well, there. They know it's there only because they're biting at it and ripping it off of someone else's flesh. However, Inko, she's not rushing it. In fact, she seems to know exactly what to do. Instead, choosing to eat it with a fork and a knife. Him just watching her for a second as her eyes do actually change. And she does actually have her mouth water a little bit. Well, it's to be expected. As he does check his watch. He is going to be late. As he does actually tell Inko that he'll be home a little late tonight. Him getting up and running over to the door. Her just saying that she'll see him then. And that she's going to be going to a doctor's appointment she has scheduled. Now, with that being said, she would leave, walking over to the other side of town and eventually getting to the office. This specialized place is just what it sounds like, specialized. In fact, some of the people here are ghouls, if not all of them. The ones who are human work the subtle jobs that delve less into their world. So they do at least have their toes dipped into the water, but not fully submerged like a regular ghoul. As she does walk into the waiting room and eventually gets her name called. Talking with the doctor asking the nature of her visits. If he's not wrong, he believes it was a pregnancy, correct? You are going to be in a little bit of trouble for right now, especially because of your appetite and your reputation, Inko. Oh, well, yeah, I'm quite aware of that, doctor. But my appetite, I've actually been able to control. In fact, I haven't really binged eaten in a while. Ah, that's good then. Then, again, how long do you mean a while? Couple days, couple weeks? Well, almost a full year. Ever since I met my husband, I've been trying to hide it a bit better. Wait a minute. Hide it? What are you talking about? As the doctor would ask her one more question. If she's hiding her pregnancy, or hiding her eating habits, that means that her partner is human, doesn't it? Her just saying, yes, that a problem? The doctor dropping his clipboard, and almost having a heart attack. The look on his face shows that this is bad. Her asking questions. What is wrong with her baby? Is anything bad going to happen? The doctor explaining to her that the baby will, and possibly most likely, be healthy. Then again, your little predicament is iffy. You're going to want to hide this. Okay? This is very, very delicate stuff. If people know that you're going to give birth to a one-eyed ghoul, then you're going to be, wait, this is how one-eyed ghouls are born? No, those rumors surface from something else. This just so happens to be one of these little instances. your little baby might be quite the powerhouse when he's older, especially because of his rare body type. From what I know, there's only been a few one-eyed ghouls. Even then, given the nature of your baby, they might possibly have a chance to have two eyes. Sometimes that does happen. It isn't all that uncommon. But you have to be wary. They will smell differently and act differently. In fact, how do I say this? Don't tell anyone about this. Just tell people you're pregnant. That's it. If they know you're a ghoul, then they know it's going to be a ghoul baby. Do not reveal your human partner. If you do, they will probably hunt you down and see you as a delicacy. See what you're carrying as nothing more than food. In fact, I'm a bit repulsed at the idea of what they could do if they know about this. One-eyed ghouls are, well, just what they sound like. It's like the rumor about the one-eyed king. The two talking more. Eventually, the doctor explained to her exactly what she needs to do. She's done good with hiding her binge eating and stopping it almost in its entirety. She will need to eat a bit more, so it can be considered binging. However, since the nature of her pregnancy, she will have to poison herself a little bit. Eat human food. Try to get the proper nutrients. And make sure that her baby stays healthy. As tonight, she would try and listen to everything the doctor said, along with going to a bookstore. She does want to check it out. Whenever she does get there, she does actually look through the infant section and find a specialized book from a specialized author. Luckily, some ghouls have a bit more experience with some expertise in this stuff. In fact, the doctor gave her one book in particular and told her that if she looks for more by this author, then she'll be doing perfectly. The way they phrase certain things, only a ghoul would understand. So, hopefully I don't have to explain it. If I do, please give me a call. Along with that, here, as he turns around and begins to rummage through certain things. Whenever he does find what he's looking for, he would hand it over to Inko, telling her that this is going to be very, very important. Now, with that being said, whenever he does hand these over to her, he does give her an explanation, saying that these will be something she takes every day. It will help increase your, well, kogune and your abilities. However, the only reason I'm giving you these is because you will need them for what you're going to do to yourself. Ghoul pregnancy is good, yes. And human pregnancy, like this, is weird. The other reason why I have these before you ask is because it's considered to be a ghoul enhancement thing. Certain patients do look for ways to improve upon their kogune. And this is one way I know of. Extracted RC cells. Perfect for a ghoul. Harvested from humans. Now, she would just go and ask exactly what does he mean harvested. Him just saying it's exactly what it sounds like. Now, I will give you more of these later. Please come back and see me in another 2 weeks. As she does leave the office, with the note and the RC cells in hand, listening to the doctor's instructions. The doctor himself making a bit of a phone call. Now, the doctor, he has a rare opportunity. A half ghoul, half human. Those do not appear in nature. In fact, he is witnessing a very rare case. So, the RC cells should help to improve upon her baby. And be a bit more interesting. He does think, though, he should experiment but also leave this one alone. The baby will be born healthy and he will be able to watch his progress over the years. A half-eye, a one-eyed ghoul. Perfect. As he does begin to at least prepare certain things. Certain things that he can give to Inko. She will think that they are RC cells. But in fact, that's not an entire lie. He will be mixing in different types and trying to influence the way her baby will grow. Now, with that being said, let us cut to a bit of time later, roughly around 4 to 5 months into Inko's pregnancy. Today, she is at least trying to eat lunch, eating a bit of meat and then some vegetables. Taking a spoonful of the RC cells, and then actually going to get up. Now, whenever she was going to get up, she would actually pass out. And Hisashi, he would come home early. He was supposed to come home early today and talk with Inko. They did have another doctor's appointment scheduled, and the doctor did at least want to meet her husband. Along with that, he was apparently told that he's going to have to, well, try to at least talk with him about something. He's going to be needing to do specialized tasks around the household for Inko. Him arriving home, thinking that they can at least talk more and actually relax for a while before going out for a little bit of a walk. As whenever he does get to the staircase and open the door, he would immediately drop what he's holding and run into the kitchen, picking Inko up off the ground. There's a broken glass, spilled milk, a couple of vegetables, and half a broken plate on the ground. Picking up Inko as she does actually act a bit fatigued, and she does go to cover her mouth. Him carrying her to the bathroom and then at least having her puke out the vegetables and the human food. Hisashi running out of the bathroom while she's doing that, getting his stuff out of the way of the door and closing it. As he does at least try and tell her that she needs to not do that. Why would she even eat human food? It's gonna kill her. That stuff is bad for you. You're incredibly weak. As she actually is at least trying to keep it down. Now, with that being said, she does actually empty her stomach. And Hisashi would actually take notice of that, asking her if she has any other meat in the house. Because he can go prepare to thaw it out for her. It's going to take a minute though. You just do need to relax. Her saying that she does not. Huh? There isn't any meat in the house. That last piece I had I ate. That was it. I haven't been able to hunt. And the doctor also can't spare me any meat either. So, I'm all out of options. I'm gonna need to hunt later tonight. Then I can at least get some food. Now, this is whenever Hisashi would just tell her that she is not hunting like this. In fact, she might get hurt doing so. Inko just saying that her abilities aren't really something that hurt her. Besides, she's a ghoul, remember? Yes, but you're also pregnant. And you being a ghoul has nothing to do with it. What if you run into the wrong guy, the wrong place, and the wrong time? You have to think about this, Inko. Besides, you're weak enough already. I had to carry you in here and you can barely stand. As Inko does at least try and fight him on this. And Hisashi would at least do something. that he knows will be very, very stupid. Picking up some towels, a first aid kit, and heading into the room. And then coming back and carrying Inko in. Her confused at what he's doing. As he actually does bring a hairbrush into his mouth, telling her that she is hungry. As he begins to unbutton his shirt, saying that she's just going to take a bite out of him, and then she'll at least not be hungry for a while, right? That's not how this works. Besides, I'm not going to eat you. Oh, you're not going to eat me. You're just taking a chunk out of my shoulder. You'll be fine. I've dealt with pain like this worse, remember? Back whenever you saved my ass. So this is the least I can do to repay you for that. Now, Inko, she doesn't want to do this. But at the same time, she's so hungry. She's been practically starving herself ever since she's met him. Now, as she actually does lean forwards, her eyes do change bits. As she does actually begin to drool. As she takes a deep bite in Hasashi's shoulder. However, she doesn't want you just bite into him and then pull away immediately. That tears flesh. It doesn't leave it a clean cut, and it's more painful for the victim. As she actually does bite straight through this, taking a giant chunk out of Hasashi, to which she would then immediately cover with a rag, and then use the other one to wipe away at her mouth, asking him if he's going to be okay. Hasashi taking the hairbrush out of his mouth and saying that he'll be perfectly fine. Now, can you please just stitch that up for me? Yeah, sure, but I guess this means that we're married now. Huh? We've been married for months, Inko. What are you talking about? Dummy. Well, I mean by Ghoul standards. What do you mean? Well, normally, whenever two ghouls want to get married, they mark each other. I guess I just marked you. Now, Hasashi would at least be a bit more surprised by that. He did not know that fact. Huh. Well, that's interesting. So I guess it's official then. Ashley just began to sew him up. Him flinching a little bit. Now, with that said, eventually, let's cut over to Hasashi at work today. He is ready. Tonight, he's going to take Inko for a night on the town. And it's going to be amazing. They're going to go out and at least go shopping for a little bit. It might be a little last minute, but even then, it should work out perfectly fine. Now, eventually, they would leave. And they're out on the town, talking more and having a bit of fun. They've bought everything they need and they are walking home tonight. One thing actually happening. Inko is having a bit of contractions. And Hasashi, he actually does watch this. Watching as she basically almost drops everything and at least does have her eyes turn black and red. A lot of people do actually hear this and see this. Hasashi basically just dropping everything, picking up Inko and beginning to run. Quite a lot of people seeing a man carry a pregnant ghoul. A lot of them do at least beginning to call police and inform them as to what they're seeing. Now, a lot of them also do take video. As a couple minutes later, CCG would be deployed. Heroes aren't really authorized to deal with this type of stuff, especially since what they have to go through. You have to get a CCG license in order to deal with stuff pertaining to ghouls, even though it does affect civilians. It's a stupid law they put in place. Then again, it was there before the Hero Act, so there's not really much to do around it. Now, with that being said, Hisashi is just carrying Inko and running with her. Her just telling him that she's not really sure as to why this is happening. She's not due for another week. She's not supposed to give birth till the 22nd. That's what the doctor said. She doesn't understand it. Now, with that, Hisashi would just run down an alleyway and begin to try and check doors. Some are locked and, well, aren't able to get into. As the next door he does check, Inko does one simple thing. She throws her hand outwards and grabs onto the door, twisting the knob and immediately just breaking it off the hinges, or breaking the lock out. Opening the door as she actually does begin to have her contractions again. Now, with that being said, CCG did follow the trail and eventually find the school. The ghouls are supposed to be at this location. And, well, they have the targets in sight. As one man would step forwards, telling the ghouls that they need to give up, put themselves in CCG custody, and we won't have to. The man looking closer and seeing his old friend, his old partner, Hisashi, him just turning around and looking at the guy, as he does actually just get back up, saying that, "What are you doing here? Us? What are you? You're a ghoul? That's not possible. You were tested. You're human." Him looking down, his eyes meeting Inko's. Her just sitting there holding her stomach, with, well, a bit of bloodlust in her eyes. And him just saying, "No way. What? How did. How long have you known about this, Hisashi?" "I've known for a while, but I won't let you kill her." "Kill her? Look at her. She's a ghoul. She's an abomination, a monster. Not all ghouls are monsters." Hisashi just says, the two people with this guy are at least ready, as they do charge forwards and use their cases, creating their blades, going to attack Hisashi, since he is at least trying to defend a ghoul that is breaking the law. Now, as soon as one of them does try to swing on Hisashi, this is whenever, well, Inko's Kagune, she uses it, immediately stabbing into the chest of this man, as blood gets sent flying everywhere. The man dropping his blade and her just throwing his body up into the air, making to smash it around. Hisashi picking up the blade and running forwards, being able to slash into and disarm the other man. As whenever he does so, he would begin to fight with his old friends, the two having a bit of trouble. Hisashi knows he can't beat this guy. He's got the strength advantage. Then again, he does have another weapon. Hisashi just running forwards, and the two colliding blades. Hisashi slashing into and actually being able to hit into this guy's cheek. Although the guy does stab into and actually gets him in the leg, before pulling the blade out. Eventually the guy would have been able to try throwing out his own blade, and try and hit Inko in the face, trying to take down the ghoul, socking Hisashi across his as he does actually turn around and throw his own blade, being able to knock his own out of the air. Inko looking up and barely being able to catch that. As Hisashi's old friend smashes into Hisashi's hand, trying to get him to give up his other blade, just stepping on it over and over and over again, beginning to break his own fingers. Now, eventually, Hisashi would have given up. The man taking the blade and immediately just slashing into and stabbing him to the back. Now, that would be whenever Anko does actually scream out at this, yelling at him that he just killed Hisashi. He was your friend. Didn't he mean anything to you? Him just pulling the blade out and saying of course he did. But what ghouls did to him, they took his family. They took everyone he knew away from him. For what? A simple meal. As he does walk forwards and bring the blade over his head. This being whenever he actually does go to slash downwards. Only stopping whenever he does hear a baby crying. Now, with that happening, he was able to look down the ground in a puddle of blood, seeing a baby, looking at it for minutes, and thinking, why is a baby right here? Before he does actually see the baby roll over. And its eyes, only one of them is normal. A ghoul? Baby? No, ghouls are monsters. As he does actually drop his blade, and try to at least gain composure. As Asashi got back up, while he was distracted, taking the blade from, well, nearby, and stabbing it directly in his old friend's back, killing him. As blood would fly all over Rinko, and onto the wall. Hisashi basically just throwing his body to the side as he does pick up their baby, and actually lean up against the wall right next to her, after he cut the umbilical cord. Inko, she has made a phone call, and she wants to know what is going on. Her baby, well, after she explains the situation, he was born. In fact, well, he's normal. There's no physical differences and he seems to be okay. The doctor's asking her exactly what is her location. They can come by and help her, especially if she's in trouble. Now, CCG is after her, so they're going to be sending quite a lot of people. What? No, it's going to be okay. Hisashi was able to take care of him. Right, Hisashi? Her looking over to see him, holding Izuku in his hands. And the look in his eyes. Tears, along with them being glazed over. As she actually does look at this. And carefully take the baby out of his arms. Explaining to the doctor that Hisashi gave his life for their baby. So, please come help us. Not sure how long we can stay here. I'm very tired. Now, with that being said, this is whenever Inko just looked down after hanging up the phone, getting a good look. Their baby has dark hair. It's actually pretty interesting. She thought that he'd be a bit more like her. He does at least have a green eye. Well, she was guessing after that turns off, he has 2 green eyes. Looking over at Hisashi, who's died from his injuries. And she does actually just think. He had the right idea with names. As she does actually hold out her hand. Midoriya wrapping his tiny hand around her finger. Both of them are covered in blood. As she does actually say, Izuku. Your name is Izuku. That's what your father wanted. You are named after your grandfather. Ironically, he was a ghoul hunter. Is that what you want to be when you're older? A little ghoul hunter? Her just being to at least try and joke around, through her tears, before eventually she does actually pass out. Now, with that being said, I do believe that that is where I can leave this off of. And I do hope you guys enjoyed. And hopefully my recording did not fuck up again.